Well, there's a tragic event happening, so of course conspiracy theorists have come out in droves to tell us that it's not actually happening. In this case, it's the California wildfires. Yeah, I'm talking about it again. Sorry. To date, hundreds of people are missing. Dozens of people have been found dead from the Camp Fire in Northern California. And between that and the Woolsey Fire in Southern California, 250,000 acres have burned. More than 12,000 homes and other buildings are gone, leaving many people homeless. And as I mentioned before, millions more people are being negatively affected by smoke from the fire, leaving San Francisco with the worst air quality in the world. The cause of the fire is most likely to be related to PG&E screwing up, as has often happened in the past, and for which it should honestly be put out of business. But none of those facts are good enough for the alt-right, which exists mainly to make up fantasies. There's a guy on Twitter named Mike Tokes who is for some reason verified. He says he's a political strategist and entrepreneur. That may be true, but he's also a Nazi, as shown in many photos in which he is seen flashing a white power symbol or grinning like an idiot standing next to someone doing a Sig Heil. So this Nazi, verified by Twitter, has posted a thread that has gone viral, probably thanks in part to said Twitter verification, in which he posits that the actual cause of the wildfires is, prepare yourselves, space lasers. Here's all of his evidence. First, he points out that some homes burned down with no apparent damage to homes next door to them. Do I need to debunk this, or has everyone here seen an incident in which one home burns down, but thanks to winds, lack of foliage, firefighters, dumb luck, the home next to it is spared? Like, we've all seen that, right? Okay, good. I'm just gonna move on then. Next, he posts photos of burned out cars, saying that they're impossible because forest fires can't melt steel beams. Whoa, I just had a hardcore flashback. Imagine the alt-right cribbing their conspiracy theories from the whacked out left of 2002. What a world we live in. Here are the facts. A typical wildfire burns at about 800 degrees Celsius, about 1500 Fahrenheit. But in extreme conditions, which this definitely is, temperatures can top 1200 Celsius or 2200 Fahrenheit. Steel begins to soften at 425 Celsius and fully melts into puddles at around 1300 Celsius. So yeah, a wildfire can absolutely weaken steel, and in a very extreme case, it could actually melt steel, though obviously we don't have any evidence of that happening here. We do have evidence, shown in the Nazis' photos, of aluminum melting into puddles. Sure enough, the melting point for aluminum is only 660 degrees Celsius, a full 150 degrees cooler than the temperature of a typical wildfire. Of course, this is also what we've seen happen in previous wildfires, like this one in Tennessee. So, not exactly shocking news here. Next up, Alt-Mike presents his theory as to what's really happening. Space lasers. He includes several photos clearly showing lasers from space, striking the area where the California wildfires are happening, so that's that, I guess. Can't argue there. Wait, I think actually you can argue a little bit. I was ready to do some work on these photos, but Twitter user Nick Poole beat me to it, so thank you, Nick. Nazi Mike posted one photo from a Falcon 9 launch from Vandenberg Air Force Base in Santa Barbara, where no fires are currently burning. Another photo of a controlled burn from an oil refinery in Canton, Ohio, 2,500 miles away from the California wildfire. A photo of an actual fire in California with a bit of grease on the lens of the camera that can also sort of look like a space laser, I guess. Another photo with a lens flare that could also sort of look like a space laser, if you're into that. And finally, he posted a picture of an airplane with a drawing of a laser coming out of it. The plane itself is a YAL-1 that used to use an infrared beam to destroy ballistic missiles that were being fired at it. Whew, we're almost done. Next in the tweet storm, Mike says that the California wildfire map lines up with the same map for the plans for the California high-speed railway. My first impression upon seeing this was, well, that's not a map of the wildfires. I know because I live in one of those shaded bits and I am definitely not on fire. Also not on fire is Sacramento, San Jose, most of LA, and San Diego. I looked it up. I found that it's actually a red flag warning map showing areas where we have to be careful because the weather makes it more likely that a fire might break out. The second thing I noticed was that these maps do not line up at all. The fire warning map is mostly along the Sierra Nevadas because, as I mentioned in my video last week, that forest is at high risk of catching fire. The rail system is not being built in the mountains. That would make zero sense. Why would you purposely build a railroad on top of a mountain range when you could build it on the flat land right next to the mountain range? Our politicians can be stupid, but not that stupid. Not Nazi Mike Toke stupid. Finally, Mike posts a video showing a steel and asphalt bridge on fire and buckled. I already talked about how wildfires can easily soften steel, so this is no surprise at all. Mike says he spoke with a firefighter who said it would be impossible for a forest fire to create this kind of damage. First of all, it's not a forest fire, it's a wildfire. Slight difference. Second of all, that firefighter is either an idiot or completely made up. Tough to tell with the alt-right these days, so just, pick your poison. So that's it. A step-by-step breakdown of this new, stupid conspiracy theory. Feel free to link to this video for the next 50 years or so as idiots like Nazi Mike Tokes continue to point to this as all being the fault of space lasers. Like 9/11 conspiracies, I have a feeling that this is unfortunately not going to go away anytime soon.